welcome to another RSR. Tonight we're reviewing United States 1, El Salvador 0 in CONCACAF Nations League. League A, Group D 2023. United States wins. They win the group, 10 points. El Salvador with 5. United States will be going to the CONCACAF Nations League semifinals. United States, Estados Unidos 1, El Salvador 0. En la Liga de Nations de la CONCACAF, Liga A, Grupo D, Estados Unidos avanzar de las semifinales de la Liga de Nations de CONCACAF. Goals were scored as follows. First half, 0-0. It was a very tight half, a very methodical half for the United States. The United States really just wanted to put themselves in a good position, hold possession, try to push forward. They had a really good chance at the end there. McKennie's header went past the post. But El Salvador was very tough to crack throughout the game, but especially that first half. El Salvador didn't really challenge except that one shot at Matt Turner from Gil. As the game went on, USA, second half was more of the same, except in the 63rd minute, Ricardo Pepi, just after being subbed on, has a solo run with a ball, makes a great run, chips it over Gonzalez to make it 1-0, 1-0. Beautiful goal. Ricardo Pepi with his third of the window sends the USA to the top of League A out of the semifinalists, the better of the two, and very likely the best of them all. And if Canada wins and there's an outright winner in the Costa Rica-Panama game, that team who faces USA will be Mexico. It's very likely that it happens. Have to have two outright winners. Canada outright winning with 3 wins and a better goal differential would miss that fourth slot. That would be Mexico. And if the winner outright of Panama-Costa Rica wins, means Mexico would have to play US in the semis. If those things happen tomorrow. So with that being said, full-time 1-0, 1-0, US wins. They're the best team in League A out of the semifinalists and will be till the end. And their path looks pretty good to the Nations League, a repeat in the Nations League. Of course, El Salvador and US both automatically qualified for the Gold Cup, Grenada to the prelims. USA definitely just did enough today. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I think the USA knew that a draw would be enough. And El Salvador did challenge at times. But it doesn't matter if there's one moment can ruin it all and put a game in a bad position. And for the USA, they got that goal from Pepi. They were a lot more comfortable. They didn't really press for anything more. There wasn't really any really big chances besides or after that. The McKennie goal in the first half up until the Pepi goal, they really were pushing for one. That's all they wanted. That's all they needed. They didn't want to dominate. They knew they didn't have to dominate on the scoreline. They just had to draw, not lose. They go through. But a win's a lot better for them being the first seed, of course, in the Nations League semis. And I think that's a good thing that they won in the end. And to me, personally, El Salvador played very tough. El Salvador played a very tough game. Stats are as follows: 16 shots to 4, 13 shots on goal to 2, 58% possession to 42%, 375 passes to 220, 83% pass accuracy to 88, 16 fouls to 11, 2 offside to 5, 0 yellow cards to 1, 0 red cards to 0, 13 corners to 2. El Salvador was playing for a 1-0 win because that's the way they would have been able to go through to the Nations League finals, was just winning outright. Once they had the goal scored on them, they knew it wasn't worth it. They kind of pulled back and just let the game play out. U.S. did the same as well. They really just let the game play out after that goal as well for Pepi. Had to fix that. When Pepe scored, the U.S. pretty much just said, hey, the game is in good hands. We've got it. And El Salvador said, yeah, we were expecting at best a 1-0 win. There was no other way that they were going to get through. And I have to agree with that. I think when it comes to El Salvador, they knew what they wanted. They knew what they needed. And they didn't get it. They didn't get the win that they wanted. And they didn't get the draw that they wanted either. And they knew exactly what was going to put them through. And they didn't think that they could get a win from being 1-0 down with 30 minutes to go. So they basically said, hey, we'll play it out. And the U.S. agreed. It was a very cagey game, a very tight game. But in the end, the U.S. did what they had to do. El Salvador couldn't get the goals that they needed to win. Hugo Perez, El Salvador's side is a very tough side, though. They're a very tough team. And they've got a good future ahead of them. We could see that. USA, they're in the Nations League finals. This is what they wanted. It was a little bit shaky at times. But in the end, they got it done. In the end, they got it done. They're in the Nations League finals. They are the 1 seed by points. So that's very good for them. And they just got to keep on playing. They just got to keep on playing. They're building something, or they're continuing their growth with Hudson as their interim. I don't know if they'll go anywhere else with a new manager. I don't know if they'll keep Hudson. They'll find somebody else. But the U.S. looked really good over this window. I thought they looked good. They played well in a slog. They played well in a very open matchup and dominated. U.S. looks good. I think overall, you got to be happy with their performance in this window. You have to be if you're a U.S. fan. Could always be Mexico. Could always be worse. Mexico, on the other hand, did not look good at all, frankly. The USA showed that they can handle the pressure. They can play forward. They can play in the right areas. And I like it. I liked what they did under Hudson, especially also in January camp as well. I thought they played well. But against El Salvador, yeah, it was a tight game, but I don't think they really wanted anything more. They just wanted to get it done, and they did. They got to the semifinals of Nations League. They got their win and their first seed. That's probably the only thing that would have been better about a win, is they would have been first seed, and they got it. And they didn't get shocked. They did all they needed to do. Sometimes you want more, but sometimes that's just the way to play it. And they got what they needed. With that being said, man of the match for me, I got to say Pepe. Pepe scored the goal. He's shown his confidence is back. I'm very happy for Ricardo. He's shown his confidence is back. He's shown he's got talent. He still has the talent that he did at Dallas. It was just hidden. It wasn't nurtured. But now he's got the talent. He still has it. He's showing his quality. And 3 goals in 1 window. I think he should be the U.S.'s starting 9. I think he's the starting striker. After what I've seen, I think he's earned that job for the time being. We'll see what happens throughout the summer, but I think for the time being, he's earned that job. And I'm happy for him. He's played well. He's had a great month, or a great window. And I got to respect it. Ricardo Pepe's the man of the match for me. And that's the way I see this game. It was a slog. It was a tight game. But in the end, USA did what they had to do. They're through. And we'll see them in the Nations League semis with Mexico. And, of course, the winner of tomorrow's games between Canada and Honduras. And Panama and Costa Rica. Of course, there are draw implications for teams that could get through, but pretty much, the team that goes through is the winner, pretty much, in that case. With that being said, we'll find out our other 2 finalists tomorrow. I'll be live for the Canada-Honduras game, and I will review it. I will see you then for that tomorrow night. I will also be watching the Panama-Costa Rica game by myself after the Canada game is over, just because I should watch it. That'll be the last Nations League game until the semifinals. We'll know our 4 finalists. I may do a recap on Wednesday. I'm not completely sure. At least talking about League A, but we'll look into that. We'll think about it. Maybe I'll talk about every group. Maybe I'll look into my predictions and see what I had and all that, and do every group. Who knows? With that being said, I'll think about it. With that being said, if you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share it with friends and family. As I said, I told you what we got tomorrow. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you later.